places to be filled in our series' second semi-final. Who'll join Splinter, who bulldozed past Eric? Stinger, crashing, bashing and twirling beyond hammer and tong, and the bulldog breed. The mousetrap caught something and then snared little fly in the corner. And Spawn of Scudder sent the banshee screaming and the nightmare fading. Whose dream will come true today?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man who thought a kamikaze was a Japanese toilet, Craig Charles.
To try and get fit, I recently joined an aerobics class, and I thought I looked pretty good in a leotard until someone asked if I'd come as an Easter egg. So I went to a steps class instead, which was a tragedy. I even got thrown out of the sauna. Well, if they put hot coals in the corner, I'm bound to have a barbecue, aren't I? Ah, well, maybe I should leave all the exertion to the robots. Time to see who's pumping some serious iron this week.
Craig, with 3 newcomers to Robot Wars, Scorpion and Reactor against number 27 seeds Chromalot. Humphrey, they're new boys as well. We've seen the Steel Avenger before, up against the number 11 seeds Wild Thing. They're in the pits right now with Jules.
Looking to put the scrap back into metal. For the melees, we have Wild Thing. Literally 2 wild in the last wars, went out to panic attack. They were too fast, they lost control. So slightly smaller wheels, less speed but more manoeuvrability. This basically just turns them up the right way again. It's not that powerful. Main thing is force, which will be used against Humphrey. New to the wars, spent 2 years working on this. They brought their intensive care nurse, Mick, should anything go wrong. Can lift a Ford Escort, pretty impressive. And watch out, there's a Humphrey about. Yes. The Steel Avenger. Obviously the main weapon is the duster at the front here. We've got bulletproof polycarbonate casing, twin Bosch motors, 750s, and this will come down on you with the force of Dawn French in a pair of stilettos.
Time to engineer some chaos. Let the wars begin.
From Colchester, Steel Avenger.
A second appearance in the wars, back to avenge defeat by Dior last time. 2 electric motors give a top speed of 15 miles an hour to this trusty steed. An axe won't miss peeling back the shell of opponents. Shoomy, Shoomy 2 actually fell to the Steel Avenger in the 3rd series of Robot Wars, into the pit. Then the Avenger came across a very good robot, an experienced robot in Dior. And when toppled, they couldn't right themselves, and they fell at that stage.
Hi, I'm John Willoughby, I'm team captain of the Pneumatic Fanatics.
Hi, I'm Kevin Cockrell and I operate the weapons.
And this is Tony Bates, our 3rd team member, who's on his way at the moment. This is our robot, the Steel Avenger. We've got a front cutting blade, we've got a very powerful pneumatic axe this year, and the big improvement is we've now got an uprighting mechanism.
And this is our lucky mascot, which we hope to clear up in the arena with.
From Aldershot in Hampshire, Wild Thing.
We'll make our hearts sing if we can go one step further than the semi-finals this time around. A Shreemeg, a multi-purpose lifting arm and lance, and even the eyes are powered by electricity. Ding ding, round 1 came out quickly against the prize fighter. KO'd against the arena war. Next up, Small Talk. A smash and a bash and a crash. And then a thrash. Cerberus turned over for a tickle on the tummy, but in the series semi-finals, up against Panic Attack, that's where it ended for Wild Thing.
I'm Nick Adams, and I'm here with Jake and Isabel and our robot Wild Thing.
Last Wars is arms at the back, this Wars is at the front, and it can self-right us, lance other robots, and tip them up.
In last Wars, we managed to get into the last 16, but this year we're seed 11. We hope to go all the way.
From US in Nottinghamshire, Humphrey.
You better watch out Humphrey's about with its lifting arm made from a car jack, spikes, gearbox sprockets from a lawnmower. Oh, and there's an old table leg in there somewhere too.
Hello, my name's Helen, this is Mick, and this is our robot Humphrey. To the uninitiated, it's got all sorts of goodies, and as they say, watch out, there's a Humphrey about.
The drive basically is two gearboxes made from lawnmowers. They've got two 24-volt motors and these two wheelbarrow wheels. It's got a turning circle of 0. It'll do a top speed of about 6 miles an hour, and this has lifted a car up by the dent there. But watch out, it's got a very nasty sting in the tail.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Steel Avenger from Suffolk. John Willoughby there, the controls on the left, Wild Thing. The controls, Nick Adams, Isabel and Jake. And there, Humphrey, new to Robot Wars, Mick Kirkford at the controls.
2, 1.
Wild Thing, the seated robot, quick to manoeuvre, now comes back on the attack, can get up to 8 miles an hour. It's not the heaviest of these three. Quite the opposite, in fact. Now a little nudge tentative on Humphrey. There's the Steel Avenger. Big, burly, somewhat cumbersome. What if those side panels are also prone to attack? They look a little bit suspect. Polycarbonate, aluminium and steel shell. That's Wild Thing dancing between the two. You see there, the Steel Avenger slow to turn. The Wild Thing has the speed advantage over these two opponents. Now attacking the Steel Avenger again and into the CPZ, which means Matilda can come out, but the Wild Thing followed up, which means also that Matilda can have another Wild Thing. That's the Steel Avenger, almost toppled, but the Wild Thing followed into the CPZ there, which meant that Matilda could attack right on the fringe of the corner patrol zone. So not great controlled aggression from the Wild Thing, but the Steel Avenger is in major trouble. The old feather duster looks a little bit flimsy, doesn't it? Oh, I think Matilda is shaking her tail feathers, and off comes the duster. Yeah, there, look at that. Well, they had this little sort of peacock's plume at the back, no longer. And I wonder if Humphrey's going to take any part any longer. It seemed to me that Humphrey was immobilised. This is the Wild Thing chasing down the Steel Avenger here. Steel Avenger getting away. I think that oh no, they're okay. Humphrey's okay. Just about. Or are they? We'll have to wait and see. Wild Thing on the attack on the Steel Avenger. It really has been the tail of the tape so far. Humphrey moving belatedly. Oh! Straight into the claws of Dead Metal after all that. Matilda, little tusk on Wild Thing. If it goes to the judges, Wild Thing have done enough. I don't think it'll go to the judges because Humphrey, they've gone, haven't they? This is Dead Metal trying to slice down through the shell of Humphrey, and the newcomers haven't lasted long. Mick Kirkford, a staff nurse for an intensive care unit, and I'm afraid Humphrey's going to go back to the robotic unit for some quick repairs. Crunch! Oh, crumple, slice. Mick is going to take more than a plaster to mend, I'm afraid, your robot Humphrey. Onto the arena flipper, carefully placed. This is the Steel Avenger, being dragged by Chromalot and pushed by Wild Thing. There's the Sir Chromalot camera looking out. Onto his house robot teammate, Dead Metal, and there's the flipper, throwing Humphrey through the air. Away they go, crashing down. There's all the warning signs underneath. And the warning, we will flash to Humphrey next time around. Bring a better robot. You are about to be decimated and totally destroyed by Sir Chromalot. Brave newcomers fall at the first hurdle, which leaves Wild Thing and the Steel Avenger going through, of course.
Humphrey gets the hump and goes out of the competition.
What's the diagnosis, Doc?
Split link failed, I'm afraid. It's probably only a pound part, but that's basically the reason why we're out. We lost traction to one of the wheels. You can't really defend yourself when you're going around in a circle.
You can't. Is that a bicycle chain?
It's actually one off a lawnmower. But,
so you could have replaced that quite easily.
I could have done if I'd have had one here, but unfortunately we'll repair it and live to fight another day.
Yes, but that's the tragedy of Robot Wars. When you're out, you're out.
Ta-ta. Humphrey go, Wild Thing and the Steel Avenger through. Next up, the seated robots of Chromalot against the newcomers, Reactor and Scorpion.
For one of these three robots, it is termination time. So Chromalot, as ever, making a big song and dance about the whole thing. Will they live up to the hype? Who knows? There's a world of hurt out there. Scorpion, new to the wars, beautiful chainsaw front. Those aren't metal. Are they going to cut through steel?
They'll cut 90% of things we come up against, yes.
Okie dokie. This spins at just 140 miles an hour, so you're fully tooled up, really, aren't you?
Well, someone said there was going to be a war.
It Exactly! Fighting talk. And from Daniel's prototype to Reactor, also new to the wars, powered by 2 wheelchair motors. It is the 21st century. It's Robot Wars. And we've got wooden wheels. Why?
Because I'm a joiner and I can make them.
It's crunch time.
From Nutley in East Sussex, Scorpion.
Driven by 2 wheelchair motors with 2 electrically powered chainsaw cutting discs designed on the dining room table, they practiced against an old tumble dryer to perfect the Scorpion sting.
Hi, I'm Jeff. This is my teammate John, and here is our robot Scorpion. We have chainsaws, we have cutting discs, and at the rear, we have the sting in the tail. This, we hope, will do some serious harm.
From Birstall in Leicestershire, Reactor.
A flipper in the front, a Shremek self-running mechanism, the 2 wheelchair motors for power, a steel and aluminium shell, but wheels of wood and rubber. Reactor, be warned, you face meltdown.
Hi, my name's Russell Orton. This is my son Daniel. This is Martin Crouch, my 3rd team member. And this is our robot, Reactor. It's built of steel, it's full Integra chassis, it has custom-built wheels and uses wheelchair technology. We've got a front lifting weapon, which is powered by CO2, which we're confident is going to lift all the other robots and flip them over. It's powered by 2 24-volt electric wheelchair motors and is built with steel and aluminium. We're confident we're going to do well and we're going to trash the other robots.
From South Ockenden in Essex and seeded number 27, Sir Chromalot.
Great Sports knocked out in round 2 in the last series. Has an 18-inch long rotating drill, a cutter, either end made of stainless steel, a Shremek, and at 80.3 kilos, heavyweight hopes. It was Big Brother who beat them in the last wars, though they had style. Big Brother led them a merry dance. Though Sir Chromalot could prance. What style, what panache. And look at the way they arrived this time around. Splendid. Expansive.
Who's going to win? Sir C-H-R-O-M-A-L-O-T. What does it spell? Sir Chromalot.
Dave Whitehead and Steve Merrill. Oh yes, the class act returns.
Hi, we're Sir Chromalot. Here's our machine. On the front, we've got a stainless steel cone, a cobalt tip in the front of it. At 10 miles an hour, this will pierce anything. On the side of it, we've now fitted a drill, same as Sir Kilolot's, only our one's better.
In the last war, we got flipped over, so we've added this. This will only allow the robot to lay on its side, and also with these legs, it will flip back up, so we can carry on.
We're a class act, and this is going to be devastating.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Scorpion, then Jeff Smith, the sub-postmaster there on the left-hand side with John Bell and Reactor, Russell Orton, Daniel Orton and Martin Crouch, and of course Sir Chromalot with Steve Merrill and Dave Whitehead. They're great sports.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Sir Chromalot, the seated robot here, taking on Scorpion to start off with the chainsaw cutting disc. Scorpion, very slow though, 7 miles an hour. Sir Chromalot can get up to 10 miles an hour and Reactor a top speed of 12. And they're shunted together at the moment. And hardly making any progress. You just saw there the little drill of Sir Chromalot. It's not as good as Sir Kilolot's, I'm sorry, boys. Reactor bashing away on Scorpion. It's all a little bit cagey at the moment. There are the Chromalot boys. Steve Merrill, a video cameraman by trade. Dave Whitehead's an engineer. Reactor's Russell Orton is a computer programmer. Oh, something's come off one of them there. I'm not too sure from whence that came. There's some steam from the arena, nothing more than that. That's Reactor with the nuclear fission signs and the warning signs underneath Scorpion. Scorpion, a lot of loving, tender work's gone on the creation of Scorpion. And I wonder how long it'll last. I don't think the cutting disc can get into play. And Reactor tumbles Scorpion immediately. Look at this, there's the drive from the wedge shape of Reactor. You saw Martin Crouch celebrate immediately with Russell and Daniel up there in the control pod as they toppled Scorpion. There's no way back from Scorpion there. But look, Reactor, I think, have got themselves stuck on the arena wall. Yes, underneath the side spike. They're up to 800 millimeters in height, Reactor. They got stuck momentarily. They're okay now, though. Into reverse and free. This is Sergeant Bash. A little nudge on Scorpion. Scorpion immobilized too long. Oh, the tail. Well, there's going to be no sting left in that by the end of Sergeant Bash's work. Dragging it back into the Bash lair. Also Sir Chromalot and Dead Metal. Down comes Dead Metal's cutting blade. Poor old Scorpion. And they're about to be dragged away to oblivion. Jeff Smith and John Bell. They'd also like to thank John's wife, Pip. She let them design and build Scorpion on the dining room table. She had to delay cooking cheese on toast. Instead, she has Scorpion Rabbit about to be dumped into the pit by Sir Chromalot. Down goes the pit. The crowd wants Scorpion in there. It means, of course, Reactor and Sir Chromalot survived, though Reactor had a scare and will have to show better driving sense later on in this heat. Scorpion's on fire as well and eventually dumped out.
The sting taken out of Scorpion's sail, Sir Chromalot and Reactor, they go through.
Well, it's pretty obvious what happened here.
It is, isn't
Who did
it?
that to you?
Sir Chromalot.
Oh, how dare he.
Yeah, drilled through our side, straight into the tyre, and once we lost our tyre, we were dragging on the floor.
You were, weren't you?
Yes.
So your weapons were pretty useless.
Yes.
But look at this. This
We
is
got well
fantastic. Oh dear.
We had our tail cut off and then set alight and dragged around. And
Great entertainment.
it was great fun.
What was that tail held together with? String, it looked like. Scorpion have gone. Reactor and Sir Chromalot through with Wild Thing and the Steel Avenger. And in the second round, the seeds apart. Wild Thing will meet Reactor and Sir Chromalot. That's Steel Avenger.
Well, it seems there was more damage in that last battle than we thought. Apparently one of the judges broke a nail. So while they go and get that sorted, let's enjoy some pinball.
Pinball Warrior test of driving skill and control. Spawn of Scudder dominating with 245 points. 4 robots to go, including, next up, Gemini.
From St. Leonard's-on-Sea, seed number 8, Gemini.
Don't forget, this is a cluster bot. They can break apart, dash around the arena in different directions.
Roboteers, stand by.
Will they take on the barrels? 5 points for each knocked over. That's normally the first tactic. There we see them splitting. Well, they go for both sets of barrels. Gemini in the pits. Dark horses to win the Pinball Warrior Challenge. And immediately are taking on one of the arena side targets and the multi-ball release option as well. That's 10 more points. This is a great run by Gemini. Perhaps built for the Pinball Warrior tournament, but once one half of Gemini is immobilized, that's it. That's the end of the run. Gemini taking on the car door release. That's 25 points. This is a wonderful run by Gemini. If that huge silver sphere goes into the highlighted pit, it's another 25. Up and over the bridge will give you 20 points and a completed run. That's a rarity in the Pinball Warrior Challenge. This is a magnificent run by Gemini. Where can they go next? Any of those balls from the multi-ball option into a pit, it's 5 points. Will they go for the other barrels or are they leaving them for last? The Gemini boys, this is a terrific run. Time is just running away from them now. Do they get points there for the arena side target? They did. This is a magnificent run. The car door option swung again. That was Gemini. Points tallied everywhere. Well, a great run right from the start. That cluster of barrels knocked over. Very strange they didn't go for the other barrels. The sidewall target struck, then the multi-ball release, then the car door. Action everywhere on the arena floor, up over the bridge. This was tremendous driving skill. Torching the house robots, 50 more points. They'll go close, very close. They're on top, Gemini! The long-time leaders, Spawn of Scudder, beaten Gemini 255 points, and the remaining 3 robots are going to have to go some to beat that.
Pretty impressive new high score. We'll see if it remains next time. Right now, though, back to the wars.
And here's the second round lineup. Oh, flash and panache. Chromalot against the Steel Avenger. And Wild Thing seated number 11 against the new boys, survivors thus far, Reactor.
It's Reactor's first pause. Let's see how those wheels are holding up. Wood taken any damage from the melee?
Just a little on this side, but not very much. We managed to repair it. It's been okay.
And look at that there. Is that a secret weapon?
That's a screw. With a bit of luck, it'll dig into the decking on the arena floor and will give us a bit more traction.
And Daniel, what do we want to do to the other robots?
Try and get them in the pit.
Yay, smash it up. This team's pretty confident, really, aren't they?
We are now. The first fight's always the worst.
Yeah.
Always.
And you got through the melee well?
Yeah.
Isn't
Only
it
a
like-
bit of surface damage on the other face.
Yeah. And you're seeded 11, which is a pretty good place to be at this stage of the game, is it not? Are you Mr. Tactician?
Yeah.
What's the game plan?
We keep the arm down till we've rammed into them, then we bring it up to try and flip them.
Okay. Let's see you be wild. I'll help you push it in.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Reactor. Young Daniel Orton, 12 from the Stonehill High School. And Wild Thing. Isabel, who's 14, and Jake, 12, go to the Ash Manor School in Aldershot.
2, 1.
Wild Thing quickly out to attack the Reactor, as we thought they would be, trying to nudge in underneath Reactor. A ground clearance of 5 millimetres only on Reactor, but that's the Achilles heel. Wild Thing attacking the rear and Reactor and dumping it on the arena sidewall, showing good style immediately. Nick Adams at the controls. Isabel controls the weapon of Wild Thing. Jake Adams, the tactician, or sometimes a weapon operator as well. Another nudge this time on Reactor. Reactor, though, they put those studs there. You see the screws and the wheels getting very little traction on the arena floor. And out comes Dead Metal trying to grasp hold of Reactor. A little bit like soap in the shower. Throw your hands and away. I wonder if Dead Metal will have another chance. I wonder if Reactor will get a chance here to attack Wild Thing. Wild Thing doing all the aggressive work so far. Should it go to the judges in the end? Well, it doesn't look as if it will do at the moment because Wild Thing very much on the attack. This time Reactor getting away from Sergeant Bash. Look, this is a very, very noticeable tactic from Wild Thing. Attack Reactor from the rear. Oh! The wheels are crumpled and ruptured by Chromalot. Those claws can lift over 100 kilos, sliced through armour plating. Dead Metal on the attack as well. Reactor trundles back to the safety of the arena. That's where they need to stay. And I wonder if this stage, Russell Orton, young Daniel and Martin Crouch are just thinking that let's stay out of trouble and live to fight another day because Wild Thing very much on top here. Can Wild Thing finish Reactor off though? And I'll tell you what, Sir Chromalot and the Steel Avenger will be looking on here because if Wild Thing cannot finish Reactor off, they will have high hopes for later on. But it looks very much as if the Wild Thing will progress to the later stages because look at Reactor now. A little bit of movement, but nothing more. Just backing away. Wild Thing on the attack again, this time a broadside. Turns to attack the rear once again, and look at that shot from Wild Thing. So much power generated by the two electrical industrial motors. And again, a slam on Reactor. Caught on the fringe of the CP's head. Again, Dead Metal has a go. A shunt from Wild Thing. Classic Robot Wars wedge shape. Dead Metal pushes Reactor away. Surely there can't be long left. Wild Thing anticipates victory. Very, very near the flames. Dangerously so, like a maddened moth. In comes Dead Metal with the circular saw. Now that's noticeable. Can't actually make much impact on Reactor's shell. Steel and aluminium as it is. So Reactor, had it been quicker and more punishing on attack, might have gone further. I think it's going to go to the judges, and Wild Thing have failed to finish Reactor off. It will go to the judges. For me, there can be only one winner. The Wild Thing will be disappointed with the way it ended.
Well, both robots were still moving at the end, so we've gone for a judge's decision. But whilst they make a decision, let's look at some of the highlights of that bruising encounter.
Right from the word go, Wild Thing went on the attack. That was the slam onto the arena sidewall. Now, I don't know whether or not that affected Reactor, whether any of the machinery came apart inside. They didn't have great power. Wild Thing into the CPZ, driving Reactor into the house robots. And again, look at the power of that shove. But you have to wonder about Wild Thing's weaponry, because all the damage to Reactor was caused by the house robots. Wild Thing, for me, by far the most impressive of the two robots, but didn't finish off the newcomers, Reactor.
Well, the judges have made a decision. Remember, it's style, control, aggression and damage. And they've gone for... You're nervous. You're nervous. They've gone for Wild Thing!
The Reactor in meltdown, really.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't have enough power. We made a mistake, we changed to a lower gear, and we shouldn't have done. We should have left it at what it was.
And, you know, it did seem to be pushing you all over the place,
right,
really.
yeah. We just didn't have the power. Next year, we'll be back next year, and we'll make it better and more powerful.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
Confidence,
That's
confidence.
it.
Let's
We'll be
hear it
back.
for Reactor. Well, you're through to the next round. Are you excited?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of other tougher robots to come now, you know. I mean, how far do you think you can go on this?
I have no idea. Well, we're actually really glad to get this far, but...
Yeah. It's quite a powerful robot, but there's no real sort of weaponry on it, is there, really?
Oh, there's the arm, but which is just mainly for lancing and self-righting us and carrying them across the arena, if maybe it could do that.
Well, good luck. Hope you go as far as you possibly can. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Wild Thing!
So I hear it was a tactical error, boy.
Yes, unfortunately we decided to change to a different gear ratio, and it didn't work as well as previously.
With a bit more pulling power and pushing power, but it didn't work out that way, so never mind.
Any regrets?
Wish we had to change the speeds.
And you wanted to get flipped, really, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
We wanted to
because
go over.
It rolls over really well. It comes back self-righting every time. It's a shame it didn't, because it's quite entertaining when it happens.
Yeah.
It looks quite
we'll be back next year, definitely.
Too right, you will.
Our wooden wheels really lasted. Dead metal's a wuss, he couldn't even saw through them.
Yay, that is fighting talk from the young man. Dead metal's a wuss, and we'll be back for a grudge match.
Young Daniel, stick to your BMX bike. Reactor's gone out, Wild Thing go through, and next up the Steel Avenger against Chromalot, Steve Merrill and Dave Whitehead. The soft shoe shuffle with the Dancing Girls.
Chromalot, he's getting ready for war.
Here they are, the Chromettes. Music produced by Dave Cook. And Steve and Dave said they'd like to pass their thanks on to Dave and the girls for all their hard work.
Chromalot goes to war.
A lot of hard work has gone into that routine. Thanks to the girls, nothing routine about the Chromalot side. It's all part of the theatre of Robot Wars, which brings us, of course, on to the star of their show.
Gentlemen, were these suits really a
Hello,
good
Jules.
idea? It must be a bit hot out here.
It's very hot, but we're a class act, and I want to have a word with you,
Oh, yeah?
because you said earlier on, I don't think Sir Chromalot's going to get through, we're going to see how it goes, and here we are.
Did I? I don't think I said that.
You did actually, I heard you whisper it, we're going past, but we're here.
You're here.
It's hard work, we've had a lot of repairs to do, but really looking forward to it. Jules
Right.
has come to see you.
Yeah?
All right.
Are you hot in that suit?
Very hot.
You'll do well. Good to see you back again.
Yeah, it's-
Whatever happens, please come back to the next wars.
We will do.
Well, I shouldn't say that now, should I? It's a bit early. Well, there's not an obvious tactic against the Chromalot. What are you thinking right now?
House robots, I think, basically.
Shove into the house robots.
I reckon.
Let's get it in the pen. Keep it moving. You've done well so far.
We have, yeah.
Did you take much damage from the melee?
We think it's all superficial. There's nothing structural. It's all on the front.
Yeah, lots of scratches and a few little dings, but not too much.
And the dust is intact.
Yes, and we have a little memento for you as a mascot from Steel Avenger.
All right, we'll pop that in the hair, and I'll be watching from the audience.
Good.
Roboteers, stand by.
So Chromalot then with the rotating drill and Cobalt Cutter and Steve Merrill and Dave Whitehead. And the Steel Avenger, now with the third member of the team, Tony Bates, arrived there on the left-hand side, and of course they have their tickling sticks. They have the weight, they have the power, and 2 electric motors, and they have that pneumatically powered axe, which we haven't really seen come into play yet, the Steel Avenger. Now I just wonder, looking at Sir Chromalot, whether that tall frame is actually top heavy and whether they will be easily toppled. They say it's a streamlech as well and can self-right, but I wonder, we'll see. Anyway, the Steel Avenger, we saw the axe there, didn't create any damage. Something's flown off, one of the little flags has flown off Sir Chromalot, I think. Now this is the Steel Avenger turning. I wonder what that Sir Chromalot flag said. They're a class act, perhaps it had their sort of crest on it, their coat of arms on it, the sweat pouring off the Sir Chromalot booted and suited team. Sir Chromalot backs away from the Steel Avenger. Down comes the axe, missed! Down comes the axe, missed! Down comes... no. Backing away. Sir Chromalot. Let's see if the axe can hit. Oh! Glancing blow! It's a mighty axe, isn't it? But now listen, Steel Avenger, the object is you knock the opponent out. You don't take on the arena or the pit. So try now. Yes! Down comes the axe, but it didn't penetrate the American truck wheel hub that protects the actual mechanics of Sir Chromalot. But certainly for me, the Steel Avenger is on top here. Feather dust and all. Look at the sweat pouring off Steve Merrill. He loves his music, his dancing, his jazz. But Steve, get fit, young man. Mind you, that's an enormous pot calling a small kettle black. Sir Chromalot digging in. But pit, they're calling. They sense that the Steel Avenger's victory is nigh. That's a waggling stick. This was their potent weapon, Sir Chromalot. In the pit with a final waggle. It's where it belonged. Oh, what a weapon. The Steel Avenger through.
The cheerleaders won't be cheering now. Chromalot in the pit. The Steel Avenger goes through.
All them girls are going to be in tears now.
Yeah, we tried.
What went wrong?
About halfway through, it was losing power and it just got worse and worse and it ended up not moving at all.
I think it's the tallest robot we've had in the competition. Do you think that counted against you? Was that extra weight?
Well, I think it was last year we unfortunately got turned over, the last wars I should say, we got turned over by Big Brother. So this year we put a self-righting mechanism on the top. We didn't actually need that because, as you see, we went in the pits, but we really tried hard, and we want to thank the Chromettes for coming with us today. Done a brilliant job. Thanks, girls. Fantastic.
Fair enough. Let's hear it for Sir Chromalot. Cheers, guys.
Steel Avenger. Hey, it's a very, very attractive robot, yours.
Yeah, thanks.
And you've still got the feather duster. I thought that'd end up in flames.
Well, we just put that on the back to clean up afterwards, you know.
Is that a feather duster or a tickling stick? I'm not quite sure.
It might tickle somebody's fancy, hopefully.
Yeah, you're fighting Wild Thing in the next round. Do you think you stand a chance?
I think we could give him a run for his money.
That axe of yours seems quite tough, really.
We had problems earlier on, and it just wasn't working in the last round. We got through. I think we've sorted all the bugs now.
Yeah,
it's going really well.
Well, it was working in that fight, wasn't it?
Definitely,
yeah. It was well chuffed for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Steel Avenger. Well done, lads.
We're sorry you're out, but have you enjoyed yourself?
We've had a fantastic time. It's been really great.
And you came in some style, and it looks like you're going out in style as well.
We're a class act. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4. The hero's out, but we're back for more.
An honour guard waves farewell to Sir Chromalot, leaving, of course, the Steel Avenger to meet Wild Thing, the number 11 seeds, in round 3, the Heat M final.
Alrighty. There comes a time in a robot's life when it has to do or die. This is that time. It's the third and final round.
Wild Thing have got this stage by beating Humphrey with the Steel Avenger, who they meet now, of course. What do they learn from that thumping and bumping they gave in the very first battle as Humphrey went out? Next up, Reactor. Driven against the arena side wall, I think damage was caused there, and the house robots had their fun with Reactor. Now, having beaten Humphrey with the Wild Thing, the Steel Avenger then disposed, as we've just seen, of the Waggling Stick and Sir Chromalot.
So you've got a serious charging up job to do here on the batteries?
Yeah, they drew a lot of current out the batteries. The motors got nice and hot, so we're just charging them up, make sure they're ready to go against the next one.
You haven't got long. It's the Steel Avenger up next. What are your tactics?
Just smash them straight away.
Oh, yeah? Your confidence is growing now, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit more.
OK, well, good luck to you, team. I think you could go a long way. Team, you're about to go into the arena. Now, we don't think you've really been tested yet. What do you say to that?
I don't know. I think this could be the time to prove what we can do.
This is going to be our toughest battle, I think. So,
well, let's see some action.
We've got a new duster anyway, so hopefully that will help us.
It's been specially sharpened.
Oh, the dust has been sharpened, the primary weapon, and I'll be rooting for you.
So if we lose, it's your fault.
All right, get in there.
From Colchester, Steel Avenger.
Plenty of bluster with their feather duster. The Steel Avenger team, John Willoughby, the captain in the middle there, the driver.
From Aldershot in Hampshire, Wild Thing.
And the number 11 seeds with Nick Adams, who owns a remote control model shop, and daughter Isabel and son Jake. The Steel Avenger, knocked out in the second round of the Series 3 by Diotor. Wild Thing, though, reached the semi-finals in Series 3 before being beaten by Panic Attack. Family team. 2, 1, activate. Wild Thing from the right. The Steel Avenger slower to start. Wild Thing quickly across the arena floor again. Look at that little lance on the front of the lifting arm to prod and skewer the side panels of the Steel Avenger. On the attack again. Those cones on the side of the Steel Avenger act as self-righting mechanisms. An innovation from the Suffolk team for this series. The axe tentatively rocked in its cradle. Wild Thing getting away from Sir Chromalot. We've seen great driving from Nick Adams in this heat in the Wild Thing team. There's John Willoughby, the driver of the Steel Avenger team. Oh, and down comes the mighty weapon. Kevin Cockrell's at the control of that weapon. The mechanical expert is Tony Bentz, warehouse operative. And slamming against the house robot on the arena wall went the Steel Avenger. Wild Thing nudging underneath the Avenger. Got a ground clearance of a couple of inches. Now that is quite high for robot wars, actually. The Wild Thing's ground clearance, minimal. At the front, nothing at all there. The wedge shape against a more old-fashioned sort of a chassis for the Steel Avenger. Onto the flame pit. Wild Thing side on. I wonder also if those conical little stream mechanisms are acting as a protection. Let's see if they can right the Steel Avenger, having been toppled by the Wild Thing's thrust. They said the little cones could right the Steel Avenger. Well, we'll see, because now they're in major trouble. They can't right the Steel Avenger. The right side cone flicks out. There's nothing on the left. The axe can't lift the Steel Avenger. Wild Thing waits to see if they've won the heat. Sir Chromalot comes in. I thought all along those side panels could be ripped away. I thought that would be the weak thing on the Steel Avenger. That's the way it's proven. There's the pit descending. They've come a long way via Humphrey, via Sir Chromalot. They've been great fun, the Steel Avenger team, but it ends here and now for them. Wild Thing gives the last shove, allowed to do so by the house robots. And Wild Thing have won Heat M.
Wild Thing! You make my heart sing! Wild Thing are through to the series semi-finals! Well, you would have avenged.
We were indeed. They were just too fast for us.
That's what I was thinking. A very nippy robot, that, isn't it? And every time you tried to get your axe on it, it was right behind you.
That's right. Yep.
Difficult to turn around and get a good shot at it before he was in there.
Why come your robot's so slow?
I wouldn't say it was slow.
Well, it was
Well,
fast.
I mean, it's much slower than that thing, isn't it?
You geared it down, didn't you?
Well, yeah, the speed is geared down a bit from the last war to try and make it a bit more responsive.
Yeah.
And it just depends who we're up against. And this guy was just a bit too good, I think.
It was fast. We having problems steering, or is it easy to handle?
It's not that easy to handle, but I'm getting used to it now. So, you know, it wasn't letting me down.
Yeah. You did quite well. You came a far way, but
You
didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Never mind, lads. Steel Avenger, let's hear it for them. That went well for you, didn't it?
Yeah, they were really good opponents.
Yeah, they are good opponents. I mean, all the robots, when you get this far, are all quite hard, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, your steering was absolutely amazing.
I don't know how come my hands almost slipping off of the...
Yeah, it's very hot up here, isn't it?
Oh, they were very good. They managed to get an axe blowing. I'd like to see if it made a hole in it. But they got into the pit in the end, which we helped them in.
Yeah, what I loved was the house robots just lined it all up for you, and you just came with that final little touch into the pit.
Yeah, they made it easy.
What do you think of the series semi-finals? All the robots get harder from here, though. Bigger, badder, and better. Think you're going to stand a chance?
We hope so.
Yeah, sure we are.
Okay, then.
Definitely going to beat them.
Do you think you're going to win the competition?
Yeah.
That's what I like, a little bit of confidence. Let's hear it for Wild Thing. Well, one of my favourite bands is The Doors, but we'll really light your fire on Robot Wars. Bye-bye. Coming next time, the mighty Behemoth are number 6 seed to reach the heat final in the last series. And all the twos, Exterminator 2, seeded 22. Who'll go through?